What's all the PMS with Coach G? It's positively motivating sisters with purpose, meaning, style. Are you ready for positive conversations inspiring you to your next level? Do you need motivation to get you growing? Are you a sister, woman, leader, boss, mom, wife, female, her, she? I think you know what I mean. Are you seeking purpose in your life? Do you know the meaning for which you stand? Do you know your style is your unique authenticator? If you answered yes to any one of these questions, this podcast is designed with you in mind, which embodies the whole you, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and spiritually. Sisters, we are on a journey in connecting you from where you are to your what's next with purpose, meaning, style, and it all starts with you. Hi, this is Coach G, your Chief P.M.S cheerleader, motivating and empowering you to win in your personal and professional life. Your connector, guiding you and bridging the gap from where you are to your what's next. I'm your leadership and growth coach strategist, empowerment speaker, best-selling author, mom, wife, Christian, and I get to serve you in doing what I am passionate about, you. Sisters, we are on a journey for you living your life on purpose, for purpose, with purpose, meaning, style. Thank you so much each week as you listen in, being in this space with me as you continue to listen and share. And I am just grateful that I am in this space to motivate you in creating habits to reaching your success story. And you know what? That's every week, educating, inspiring, and elevating your growth personally and professionally. So before we begin, let me remind you that you can financially support this show as we continue to show up in empowering you and other women on their journey. And that's just the cost of maintaining the show and just having other guests on the show. And all you have to do is go to the show description, touch that link, support the show, and make a donation. And that is your voice saying that I stand in support of this podcast and how we serve, what we deliver. In other words, you are being a blessing so we can continue to bless others. We are in episode 87, Growing Together, Building Your Circle of Influence. So if the question was asked to you, who is your circle of influence? What would be your answer to that? Because sometimes as our life changes, our circle changes, which means you get to surround yourself with people. I would hope these are the kind of people that push you, challenge you, make you laugh, make you better, make you happy, and you know what? Make you rise higher. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. Of course, it's, the tips, the PMS tips that I share. I want to talk about who is that circle of influence as we talk about building your circle of influence. But before we start there, so this you know past weekend, or if you're listening to it way later and all that stuff, okay, it wouldn't be that past weekend. But anyway, I had the opportunity in what I call my sister essentials, a group of ladies that, man, when I talk about Sister T Talk, that's how it started. It was the foundation of Sister T Talk. These are the ladies who are the foundation of Sister T Talk because it started us just being at home. Here we are in COVID. Yes, we're talking about COVID because changes happened then. And it was just a point of coming together to check on each other, motivate one another, inspire each other, connect with each other, and just kind of continue to build and bridge our circle. And so recently, like I said, I always love to celebrate. I told you I'm a chief PMS cheerleader, so I love celebrating. But I wanted to celebrate those sisters because they are a key, are essential in my life in where how I rise and how I challenge myself and how I focus. And you know what? We laugh together. We make each other better. We're happy together. We inspire each other. And so I'm so grateful for that space and for that opportunity and being able to be that lead in that circle to pour into those women. But anyway, so we had an event together. And so I asked a question. I asked him a question, and the question was, describe one word. Give me one word that describes a powerful sisterhood community. And so we're talking about that circle of influence. That could be that sisterhood community. What was that? And so one answer that came across several times was acceptance, being accepted, non judgmental, meeting that person where they are, being in that space of not feeling judged and like I said, not even being judgmental. And so when we talk about building your circle of influence, maybe with that when they shared that, I'm like, man, so that's an important key part of feeling accepted. Not so much that you change yourself because you should that's why I always ask what do you value? Because at that point, you should be aligning yourself with that circle of influence that aligns with your values. But as you come together, you feel that sense of acceptance. You feel that sense of being in a safe space, is the way they described it. And then one of the other ones was that part of just loyalty, showing up for one another respectfully. And one of the other ones was just that engagement, actually engaging with one another. And when I talk about that, some of those three top things that they shared are very important as we say growing together and building that circle of influence, because it does give a positive effect, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, socially, um, impact you in a positive way. So as you continue to build things in your life, whether it's in your career, in your business, that sister circle, that sisterhood community is one of those key pivotal groups. And when I talk about tips, that group, that circle of influence is very valuable because that is that group. Going back to what I said, that share with the happy moments. So, that you laugh together, may even cry together. You speak the truth. You can, and in this group, it can be your greatest influence. So when I talk about this group, I really call it, like I said, the foundation of that circle that for me keeps me grounded and rooted to what holds truth in my life. And so that's in that personal sector. But going back to sometimes as our life changes, our circle changes too. Now, maybe that means in a professional, sector, you may be aligning for me when I decided to go in on this entrepreneurial journey. It then I had to start making choices or the changes that I needed. I needed to be intentional about my circle. So, first of all, you have to define that. You have to define again what are your values, what's important to you. And we talk about it very often because it is important because it sets the foundation. So even in the part of, okay, my personal sister circle, what are my values? For me, I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. I'm a woman of faith. I'm a believer. So for me, that is one of the top points of what value that holds true for me. So then now as I move into different, spaces or different circles, still making sure that those values align. Maybe that professional, as we talk about that professional sister circle, maybe that group is not the group that you sit in your PJs and binge on your favorite chick flick, maybe that's not that group. And sometimes it can be. You may have someone in your sister circle that on the personal side and on the professional side, because this same woman is an entrepreneur just like you. This same woman is a woman of faith just like you. So not only is she in a personal side of your life, she's on that professional side of your life as well. So actually building those circles for where you're going, but in the sense of accepting one another where we are. And then another one of those circles, as we build those circles, we need to think about, who are your advocators? As you build, growing and building that circle of influence, who is that group? That's that group or person that can speak positively on your behalf, refer you to others, understand and share what you do and your brand. The motivation helping you evolve into a better version of yourself, those are those advocators. And going back to when I talk about Sister T Talk, because of that foundation, it expanded and it evolved into the boardroom, which now that's that building another level of a circle of influence, which are those advocators, which are those women leaders, those entrepreneurs, those boss queens, because we get to advocate for one another. We get to come into a space. I said we're in the room and we're at the table because we're elevating and rising to our next levels in our life and business. And so that circle, of influence are those advocators. Who are those advocators in your life? Maybe you're looking for that group, that like-minded group that you can advocate with. And I'm saying that to share this because starting January 2024, we are going into our next, when we talk about Sister T Talk Boardroom, because I actually have an annual membership being offered and we're leveling up. We're going into our next level of growth. We're elevating in our life and our business in the Queen's Court Society. It's a school of growth. And you know what? You can sign up early enrollment. I want to take time to talk about that because you can sign up early enrollment. It is in the show description because as you're building and as we talk about this, we're moving into 2024. Who are those circle? How answer those questions? Who is that sister circle? Personal and professional. Who are your advocators? And then as you talk about building your circle of influence, who are your connectors? You know, these are the person or persons or group who helps you bridge the gaps in your career and personal goals. Help you know maybe that next step to take because they know someone that maybe you don't know. That helps you stay connected socially because often as you're building that circle of influence, when you talk about connectors, that means that you're out connecting, networking, attending social events. Because at that point, that circle of influence or building that circle of influence, because we're talking about growth. And that means pushing you out of your comfort zone. Yes, pushing you out of your comfort zone because we constantly, as we continue to grow, as we continue to pursue new goals, to pursue our next new goals, it causes it at that point we get to push out of our comfort zone. So those are those connectors. And then that next, building your circle of influence or your masterminds. You know, this is that group that is like the force behind you achieving that specific goal. They're very knowledgeable in helping you in your endeavors. They challenge you. They help stimulate your growth. So who are the masterminds in that circle of influence in your life? And so when we're talking about that, maybe you say, I don't know who that is. Then that's your homework. Answer that question. Start looking and seeking who those people are, a person. You can start with a person. And then who are your mentors? These are the people, when we're talking about building that circle of influence, growing together, they help you rise higher, dream bigger, and do it with confidence. They stand as that supporter, even that of holding you accountable, because maybe they've walked some of those sticky paths that you haven't quite reached, but they're there to help guide you. So when we're talking about those different levels and building that circle of influence, you have your sister circle, you have your advocators, you have your connectors, you have your masterminds, you have your mentors. And so when I talk about that, personally, that's Queen's Court Society. It's not a plug to talk about it, but it is, because it's women coming together to so we can be happy. And we are happy when we're in the space in the boardroom in Sister T Talk. But we get to laugh together. We get to share, hard moments or challenges, how we can help each other on our journey, because you know what? We're meeting each other where we are. We're being those advocates and speaking on the behalf of maybe someone that's not in the room yet. We're connecting because we get the opportunity to hear, what do you do? And we come together. And then the masterminds, you know something that I don't know, so teach me. We come open and we're ready to be, teachable. Always stay teachable. And then that part of mentors, we need that. We get to have that in our lives. And so that just holds true in you, in that next level of growth, and you building a circle of influence, which helps you elevate into your next. Owning your brilliance, braveness, and branding. And so that is me inviting you to get ready and adjust your crown for your next level of growth on purpose with Sister T Boardroom, Queen's Court Society School of Growth, which is an online community membership designed to help you own your brilliance, own your braveness, and own your branding as you elevate in your life and business. And maybe you say, okay, Coach G, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Okay, what makes you not ready? Maybe you have a plug of, okay, I have a personal sister circle. I even have some connectors, but you're missing some pieces. And we're talking about the whole you. And that part of you nurturing the whole you helps you grow and go higher into your next. Which also brings me to this moment of, maybe you need a more intimate space. You need that one-on-one. You need that type of accountability to help push you and move you forward. And that's what I'm here for, to help empower you to win in your life, in your career, in your business, on purpose, for purpose, with purpose, meaning, and style. And so we get to define what that looks like for you. And all you have to do is go to the show description, and you can go to the website, gstylecoaching.com. You touch the link. Hey, contact me in the show description. It's in the details. Schedule a discovery call. Let's work together. But even in all of that, you have a wealth of being able to build a circle, a complete circle, that we can walk this journey together where we are into our what's next. And we get to do that being non judgmental, accepting one another, engaging with one another, and being loyal and showing up for one another respectfully. And so, thank you as you share this podcast, as you continue to send comments. Maybe it's things that you want to hear about or talk about, or maybe I need to bring, an expert in to talk about a specific topic. I'll do that too, because we are on this journey together as we continue to grow and we continue to evolve, as we continue to elevate. and your voice does matter. So thank you as you continue to listen, subscribe, and follow, and stay connected. And don't forget to rate this podcast if you've never done it before, because that helps us have visibility. It increases our visibility, and we will be heard, we will be seen, we will be known. But thank you for everything that you do. And I want you to continue to nurture your growth mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, and physically in every area of your life. So, in saying all of that, until next time, sisters, let's keep growing together because it starts with you and it continues. And so let's continue into the Queen's Court Society for 2024. Go ahead, sign up. It's in the show description. Until next time, sisters, let's keep growing because it all starts with you.